Hello students, today I'm going to be showing you a fun animation tool called Wick Editor. You can use this for your Rocket Wii video project. This is especially going to be useful for those of you who did not take any pictures of your rocket for whatever reason and don't have it anymore. So to access Wick Editor, you can click on today's calendar and click on the link that is there, or you can just go to wickeditor.com. When you're there, you're going to click Launch Web Editor and wait patiently and click Try It. And this is basically your palette here. Down here you have your slides that you're going to use for creating your animation, and then up here are all the tools you need for creating your drawing. So the first thing I'm going to do is create a background by selecting the rectangle tool at the top. I'm going to drag it down to the far right corner, and then I forgot to change the color up front, so I have to click the cursor tool to select it, and then I can click on the fill color option, and that's where I can select my colors. From there, I'm going to select my brush drawing tool, and I can change the color by clicking on the fill color option. I'm going to start with black. You can also use the different shapes if you want to do that, or you can also use your stylus when you're using your brush, so it might help with your drawing. I'm going to start by drawing the body of my rocket. Then the cone, and then I'm going to add my fins. From here, if you want to color your rocket in, you can select the fill bucket option at the top. I'm going to make my cone magenta, so I select that. I'm going to make the body this green color, and I'll make my fins blue. So this is going to be a basic drawing. You can add more if you want, but just for now I wanted to just show you the fundamentals on how to use the different draw tools and then also how to animate. Now, in order to animate it, what I have to do, it's just like stop motion animation. You want to, the idea is you want to have as many pictures as possible with very subtle changes in between, because the more pictures you have with those really subtle changes, the better the animation is going to look. So I'm going to click on my cursor tool. I'm going to select my slide down below, and I know it's highlighted in blue so that I can copy and paste it. So I hit Control C and Control V. And then I also want to make these a little bit longer in duration, because it just kind of helps with the animation I find in this project or in this platform. And now what I want to do is I'm going to just barely move my rocket. And in order to select just the parts of my rocket, I don't want the background included as I'm moving things. The easiest way to do this is if you click on this little tab over here to open up the menu of layers of your rocket. When I select them, it basically shows the different things that I have drawn. And the first one is my background. So I'm not going to select that. And instead, I'm going to click on the first piece of my rocket. I'm going to hold down the Shift key and then select the last piece. So now all I have selected are the different layers of my rocket that I've drawn. I'm going to just move it up a little bit. And I'm now going to add in a simulation of like some flames by clicking on my drawing tool one more time. And I'm going to put out some little flames here. Maybe add some orange and yellow. You can also adjust the size of your brush by changing it in here if you want. So I'm going to make this 10. Make that 5, so it makes it a little bit thinner. And now I have my second one. I'm going to now copy and paste this one. I'm going to do the same thing I did before and select everything but my background so that I can move it all up just a little bit. And I have to make sure I have my cursor selected. I move it up just a little bit. I'm going to go back to my draw tool and I'm going to change my flames a little bit so it looks like they've been modified a bit from the first drawing. Maybe add in some more orange here. Good enough. Now you can see what it looks like if you drag, this is your play bar here, just like in WeVideo. I can drag it to the far left, and when I click play, it'll put it on a loop. And so you can kind of start to see how the animation works. I'll do probably 2 more of these for you. So I'm going to copy paste one more time. I'm going to select everything but the background by holding the shift key down and then grabbing my cursor tool, gently move it up again. I'm going to change the flames a little bit. Whoops, need to undo Control Z. I forgot to grab my draw tool, so that's why I did that. And maybe I'll add in some more flames down below. Add some orange. Add some yellow. And then maybe I want to start adding in a cloud. So I'm going to actually change the size of my drawing tool again. I'm going to click on white. And I'm going to kind of start to draw some clouds up here so that in the next few pictures, basically, I can make it look like it's going up to the sky. So I'm going to look at it one more time, see how it looks, click play. And you can see it kind of appears like it's flying up to the sky. We'll do one more. I'm going to copy, paste again. This time though, I don't want to select my clouds. So I want to see where they start by clicking on the different layers. So it looks like there's 3 layers of my clouds. I'm going to scroll down, hold down the shift key, not select my background. I'm going to go back to my cursor tool. I'm going to move it up just gently. I'm also going to work on moving my clouds down. So I'm going to go up to the last piece of the cloud that I did, and I'm going to move them down. Whoops, Control Z to undo. There we go. So now they're moving down. And now I'm going to start by actually just adding in more clouds here. And now I'm going to add more flame to the end of my rocket and maybe just kind of modify it a little bit so it looks like it's moved somewhat. Maybe make this 5 one more time. And now if I click play, we can see how it looks. It's looking pretty good. One thing to note, it's actually a little bit easier to select your rocket in its entirety if you don't have a background. All you have to do is go up to cursor, and then if you drag it over the piece, it'll select all of the parts. So this is in lieu of doing the different layers, although it will show you within layering. So it just makes it a little bit easier to select everything. However, you cannot do that if you have a background because it'll select it. At the same time, if you did have a background, you could actually probably just go in here and deselect it. So it's up to you how you want to navigate that. So basically that's how you can do your animation. You want to, again, keep going. Of course, you're going to probably want maybe 20 slides. From there, though, if you want to include it into your WeVideo project, you're going to click Export and select Export Video. You may actually want to name it. I forgot to do that. I'm going to call it Rocket Animation just because I want to differentiate it from the other files I have. Click Export Video. And then it should save. You can probably save it to your drive. That's what I would select when you have that option. I can't because I'm not on a Chromebook. And I'm going to call it Rocket Animation here. I'm going to save mine to my desktop. And then I'm going to go to WeVideo. Go to my projects. Click on my project. And then I'm going to click import. Again, I have mine on my computer, so I'm going to click desktop. Now it is located in my library, and I can drag it down to the end of my project. And it's now embedded in my video file.